Greetings and salutations, universe. This is Krita, and this is Feed the Beast Interactions. Look at all that we've created back there. I mean, most of it's that tube, but, you know, we've done some stuff. I love how sugarcane just grows up into the sky. It's hilarious. In any case, right now, we are just doing a little bit of upgrades here and there. We needed more oil. So we're going to put in some of these upgrades, which I think will make this more efficient. Specifically, just faster. We could be going with an energy upgrade, but I think this goes much quicker now. In fact, it's going faster than our little conduits can handle. Such times have changed. Let's see. I think we want to grab some ender fluid, maybe? Ender fluid conduit. This shall be the new one for this. It is quite fantastic that we're getting so much fuel now. Let's see, auto extract, yeah, that's fine. Cool, are we good? Cool. Oil is flowing, and as you can see, it's already quickly eating up all that we have down here. We have been working on a few improvements. Actually, I'll just go a little bit faster. We have been making little changes here and there. We now have this tank. I don't know if it was here in the last episode, but I have put it in recently so that we can always check to see if we need to change our oil rig. And we have finally moved our nitro diesel production. Oh, it's actually just below the floor. No big deal. It can be hidden away as it's not critical. It is critical, but it's not a visual criticalness. And for right now, this is where it's going to hide. I might make it a little nitro diesel shrine in the future, but for right now, this will do quite nicely. We're getting, we do have the priority on these ME storage buses, crazy high, well over 9,000, whereas the tiny dust mostly wants to go into our system back here. Let's see, can I sneak in via this hatch? I think maybe I can. Oh wow, I can't. I could have sworn it went through this hatch. Keeping track of all the wires is becoming a hilarious job. I think I can sneak down. Ah, here we are. If I take a look at this bus, we'll see that it's at 9,001, and this one also at 12,001. So small dusts, or tiny dusts, really want to go in here, but I made sure that the lithium one really wanted to go in the other spot. That is of absolute criticalness. I like it a lot. Alright, so in the last episode we discussed that power upgrades are probably of chief concern, and after reviewing it, our nitro diesel isn't actually that bad. It is producing quite a lot of power, and we have a lot of the generators. In fact, if I follow this tube, we'll be entering into our power generation room, which is kind of cramped. But there's what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12, 13 of these diesel generators. That's a lot, which can almost power a whole IV machine. So I'm starting to think, you know, maybe until a better energy source is available, we don't need to sweat it too bad. Just make more diesel generators until we start having issues with the nitro diesel itself, and we can always charge batteries. I believe there is, well, it's going to be a little bit tricky. How about Greg? I'm sure there is an IV battery somewhere. Huh. Not entirely sure. Oh, Lapatronic Energy. Whoa. That is something. I might have to look into making some of these bad boys, but for right now, wow, that is actually insane that these even exist. These Lapatron crystals are actually quite nice. If we have 4 of these, and they're cheap, look how cheap they are. Lazurite, sapphire, so easy. In fact, just lapis, you know, easy. These guys, we could just have a battery buffer with them, and they could easily complete any IV small crafting that we do. If we need constant IV power, it becomes an issue, but even EV, not that bad. So, yeah. ixnay on the power generation nay. It does have something to do with the fact that building this right now, this titanium monstrosity, which for some reason requires IV quantum assemblies, it doesn't seem all that grand. It does seem good if titanium was easy for us to get, but it's not at the moment. We have smidgens of titanium, and we can easily get more if we wanted, but it's not as easy as I think it could be, and I was poking around, and I think that in the end, we get access, what looks like, to tungstate ore, along with some other nifty things, palladium, platinum, and iridium. So I'm not sure about EV machines, and I feel like at some point we might even get access to very, very easy titanium. So until then, we're gonna live in HV. HV is excellent. EV is quite good, and we can make a few machines in that. In fact, I even made the 40 motors, and I'll probably start figuring out these. Oh, that'll give me 32 titanium. That's actually quite excellent. In the meantime, though, I want to look to the future, and the future is Euclydes Prime. But how do we make such a little gadget? It looks like we're going to need a fusion crafting core. Okay, that doesn't look so bad. Let's actually just craft it. A lapis block, please. Well, fusion crafting core. We might need some lapis blocks. Oh, no, we don't. Excellent. Is that a quest? I'm sure it was. And we're going to need a whole bunch of its little buddies. This guy. HV machine casing, resonant. Do we have a resonant assembler? I wonder if I do. If not, might need to make one. Crystal Matrix with a blast furnace. The heat isn't that bad, and it requires HV, so I might work on this. And that requires not that much, really. Oh, excellent. We're going to need how many of these? I believe we need 24 of these chaotic crafting injectors. No, 12. 12 of them, which means 24 of these matrix ingots. Excellent. Let's see. Do we have a recipe for the diamond? We do. Excellent. So that's the next part is probably just making these little fellas. No, this one. So I'm going to get to that, and we're going to start making these crystal matrices in short order. Lovely. Star metal screw. How are we doing on star? We are doing brilliantly. Is it just cooking these? Is it as simple as that? I believe it is. To crafting. In you go to become ingots. Perfect. And the star metal ingots. We have a few options of turning these into bolts. I could extrude it, or we can just, I think it's lathing it. Lathing it is one of my favorite ways. Oh, that's far too slow, my dear. Please speed up. Thank you so much. That's lovely of you. Alright, next, we cut it down in a cutting machine, and this guy will turn it into bolts. Those bolts, we can just grab them like so. I don't believe we're going to need all that many of these, so for right now, it's not a focus. Look how fast that was. That was absurd. Well, how many of these lattices do we need? I might have to automate that at some juncture. Though it doesn't necessarily look like it. There's not a whole lot that needs them at the time, or at the moment. Ooh. Creative energy cell at some point. That looks exciting. I'm going to want that. Alright, so now we have these. Beautiful. Let's see if we can make these lattices. We need, what, 24 of them? Oh, too much. Still missing some screws and some dimensional shards. Okay. Interesting thing, I don't necessarily need to go to the nether for these. I can just craft them. That's hilarious. I don't know why I have all that stuff, but hey, I will not argue at all. And 24 of these coming right up. Perfect. So wonderful. Ah, I can sense the crafting, the Draconic Fusion coming to us soon. Occasionally, one must be a little bit sneaky to get a new fluid into your blast furnaces, but it's well worth it. This little guy is going to do wonderfully with some star light in him. Up we go. I think it's like 10,000 buckets per, but don't worry, we have plenty. Oh, actually, we don't have as... Oh, there we go. This tungsten steel drum has plenty of starlight for us. That's gonna do perfectly. And here comes our crystal matrices. Crystal Matrix Ingots. Matrices? I don't know. In any case, it will just be a very short time until we have these blast furnaces giving us what we... And after reviewing the importance of resonant ender, I have decided we do in fact need an assembler for it. It's not going to be temporary. We definitely need more fusion crafting injectors, but eventually we're going to need lots of ender resonators. These little guys, I think if I remember correctly, are useful for all sorts of things. Cough, cough, flux stuff. Flux stuff will help us greatly. And eventually sentient ender stuff, well, maybe not. I mean, that sword looks really cool, so maybe, I don't know. But of course, that's going to require its own little spot. And it's quite simple to make it. Thought I'd have you join me for it. So we're just going to put in a filter right here, have it on ender pearl. Perfect. Oh, this is an assembler. Whoops. Terribly silly of me, but that is simple to remedy. Good thing we didn't put in the ender pearls quite yet. There we go. And then we just hide it. After making that on insert, we should see that this number stays at 64. Brilliant. And then back here, we did just change up the ME interface, is now having the ender pearls coming in via the conduits. Oh, man, all this stuff is beautiful. Look how nice that is. We're just getting everything nice and compact. Oh, I love it so much. All right, and we need a node, of course, right there, and a tank, always. Let's see, polyethylene, that we definitely need an empty one. Do we want one of the super big ones or the mildly big ones? I don't think we're gonna need all that much liquid, so we'll keep it at a moderate amount, similar to these. These ones are only at 20,000, whereas this one I think is at 90, which is okay. There we go, and switch this to going down, and before we even know it, we'll be having all sorts of resonant ender flowing into whatever we need. There are other uses for it, so not just the assembler. Next up is that very assembler that we just discussed. Yoink. And only one marker needed. Perfect. Into the fluid room. And with that, we have it going into that machine. Whew! I love a good system. How nice is that? Beautiful. Alright, now for the pattern. What was it that we were making with these? I mean, we could make the pattern for it. I guess we will. Won't hurt anything at all. Toss that in there. And how are we doing on those matrices? Ooh, they are a little bit slow. Oh well, we have time. While we wait for our matrices to be built, I definitely want to be able to make at least some draconic cores on our own, and thankfully, that's not so bad. In the last episode, we made quantum processors, and we can make the nanos, but I've taken out that recipe, it's evil. But all we need to do is make some tungsten carbide, which we know we can, and the improved ender eye. So, we can make our own. Perfect. And with that, I think we're actually only one away. I thought I needed two. Actually, I thought I needed one in total. But that is not a problem at all. We're just going to craft up 4 of those. It's quite a quick thing. Let's see. Where are you? You're up. Are you right here? Perfect. Should be done then. Ha! so fast I can't even watch it craft. That's so funny. All right, in there we go, a second one. And with that, we should have all of the cores we need for the fusion crafting. Because, like we said, we only need 12 of these, and they only require 1 of these cores, by the looks of it. We'll need more eventually, but for right now, this will do quite handedly. 300 seconds! Oh, this is just a time crunch, huh? Well, then I better get started on it. Injector thingamabobber. Let's start with at least 1. Begin. And it should be in here, no? Why not? What else are you crafting? Stored. Now are you going? Okay, you are at 1% too. Oh, that's going to take a lot of time, but not yours, just mine. While we wait for those amazing things to get crafted, I do want to take a look at what we might need for some cryo-stabilized Flux Ducts. These guys can move an infinite amount of RF per tick. The only issue is they're kind of annoying to make. I don't really want to make this superconductor thing. I don't want to waste tungsten steel, and there's also all this other stuff. Nitrogen, assemblers. Yeah, I don't want to make this crazy wire quite yet. But there is an alternative. Apparently, for a quest reward, we can get 32 of these, which is amazing. All we have to do is make 1 Utrium ingot. Is this something that's in our power? I don't know. 45k. What heat are we operating on with our nichrome? 36. So what could we do for that? Coil? What is the next coil? I was working on this, wasn't I? I was. And what was the Utrium? It was one of these. Utrium. That guy did require 4,500. Perhaps we can explore making this. How are we doing for our tungsten? We do have 64, and I think that's enough to make what we need. Let's just toss this in the wire machine and see if it works out for us. And turning it into a much better cable, the 2x. How much does the coil require? Was it 4x or 2? It is 2x. This might be enough to make what we need. I would like that a lot. What was the wrench required? Just a normal wrench. In fact, I could have used my one in my inventory, but no matter. There's 8, and we get a quest reward. Beautiful. Now, why did I want this again? Well, it unlocks quite a few more crafts for us, but more specifically, if we are able to get those super crazy, amazing coil thingamabobbers, the Flux Ducts, that'll allow us to do the fusion crafting hopefully a little bit better. We'll have to see on that, but any preparation we can do is worth it. And eventually we were going to need these. I don't think we could skip it from what I could tell. The next coil is HSSG. I will need to look up what that means. Maybe someone can let me know in a comment. I should know what it means, but I don't right now. Oh well. Yeah, see? This requires 4,500. It's the next level. I wonder how easy this is to make. Tungsten... not right now. Okay, that made it simple. Oh man, I wish I could use these nichromes, but we'll just put them away for right now. We can always upgrade these guys at some juncture, but I don't think it's even necessary. These ones don't need to be all that hot. So that's okay. Let's see. Alright, next up is that Utrium. Two T's. Utrium. Utrium barite something, right? 4,500. What do you require? Can we just make some? Ooh, we can. And then just toss it into a blast furnace, no fluid required? Oh, I like that a lot. What is Utrium barium for? That I wonder. Does it have a cable? It has, oh, it's an option for LUV cable. I'll have to look into whether or not, like, what else that's required. When alloyed with barium and cuprite, new type of metal that is a key superconducting component. So at some point we're going to be needing to take this stuff and turning it into something else. Geez, I don't even know where this page is. I have never seen that page before. So maybe, oh, it's Master Metallurgy. Oh, so we're just skipping HV and EV? I'm okay with that. I'm totally okay with that entirely. Yeah, we need to go to the end for this stuff, explosive stuff. Cool. Yeah, I'm cool with that. Just start cooking. That'll make me super happy. Oh, it's a good thing I looked around in quest books. It looks like we only need to make 8 of these, and it gives us the other 4. Huh. That is a very good thing that I looked it up. And speaking of which, I think we have our first one. I just need to make a few more. How are we doing on that? What? Oh, it's because it thinks that I need to make more of the lattices, but it is crafting. How many of these have I made? Right now we're down to 6 more. So we should be able to make, what, 3 of them? That should be possible. Yes? 2? How many do we have? Matrix. We have 3, so we can craft another one. How dull. Oh well, that's fun. 1, start. So as we wait for both the Utrium and these crafting injectors, we're gonna need warp. Create the warp core on your space station, feed it dilithium crystals, and use the warp controller to travel to faraway galaxies. That sounds fun. I like that a lot. Woo! 8 blocks of titanium. Okay. Got it. Well, a warp core looks simple enough, so let's start with that. That seems, I hope, like the trickiest part. That's that. And this fella? Oh, warp controller. Beautiful. That is 2 of the components down, and the rest looks quite simple. Dilithium crystals, autoclave with dilithium and HV, nope. Yes, lithium and fluorine in a chemical reactor. That's quite simple. Chem. Tell us what you know. There we are. And I don't know how many dilithium it'll need. That is a good question. Does it tell us? Dilithium crystals. I guess I'll try and get a stack of it. Shouldn't be that tricky at all. I'll just set this up and we'll get it going. And here comes our dilithium dust. Then we just autoclave it. Simple as that. Where do we have an autoclave set up? I wonder. I feel like oh yeah, we do. We have one right up here for our dilithium crystals. It is this fella. There we go. And it's a rather quick one. And the dilithium should go right into here. Beautiful. We'll just need a whole bunch of those just to be on the safe side. And then we need titanium and gold. How much titanium is it, I wonder? Titanium. How are we doing? We're going to need a lot more of that. Unfortunately, this required a lot more preparation than I thought, so we might have to stop for right now. In between episodes, I'm going to have to get together a lot of titanium to be able to build this warp thingamabob, and I'm going to have to actually build a lot more of these matrices. I thought that I needed 24 of these, and I didn't notice that we needed 2 of these diamond lattices per. So I need to make more of those. But thankfully, I don't have to make as many as I thought originally, so we'll see. In any case, I'll get those together, and we'll be ready in the next episode, hopefully, to make a Euclydes Prime teleportation thingamabobber, warp controller, zoomy, go. Euclydes Prime Artifact to use in the warp. Fantastic. In the warp controller? I don't know. In the warp go warp, zoom zoom, go go. I don't know. Bye bye. Hope you've enjoyed. Bye bye.